Hey Reddit, what was your thank God I looked at the contract moment? I went to a reasonably well-advertised jewelry store to pick up an engagement ring, knowing that I wanted it to be a surprise and that she would want to pick out her own ring in due time. I made sure that the ring would be returnable for full price, and even for a full refund from that store when I bought it for about $900. After the proposal, my then fiancée found a ring she liked better at a different jeweler, so I went to return the ring. When I said I wanted to return the ring, the clerk said, "No problem, just sign this and we'll get you sorted out." I read the small paper, and it stated something very close to, "I now confirm this sale to be a final sale and cannot be refunded or returned for any reason." I read it, pen in hand, looked at her, and said, "Why would I sign that?" She took the slip back, got her manager, and I was able to get the full amount returned via the same way I paid, on my debit card. For those interested, it was a People's Jewelers in Vancouver. Musician-type person here. Label wanted to sign me. The entire contract was in very, very broken English. Amongst the idiocy on the contract were such gems as signing over my name, copyrights to all of my past songs, and being held accountable financially for any physical albums that didn't get sold. Fuck that. Sorry, we oversold you by 12 million units. So how you gotta pay for them?
Buying my house. Husband signed the paperwork, and I went in later that day to sign. I started to read through the loan application. Mortgage lender said, "What are you doing? You don't have to read it. Your husband already signed it." I was like, "No, I want to make sure it is what I want." Loan was at $250,000 at 25%. Yeah, right. Didn't sign it and got out of there. Mortgage guy said he was going to take me to court. I said go ahead, it would be cheaper than what he wanted me to sign. Took over all the mortgage stuff from then on. Mortgage guy was a friend of a high school friend of my husband. Edit, just talked to my husband. The man who tried to sell us on this mortgage got busted and arrested. Lost everything and had to have his parents bail him out. Also, the mortgage lender we did go through for our FHA loan, he also got arrested for selling bad loans. Do your research.
Tell me you had an important talk with your husband. I'd be very angry if my husband had signed such a document without reading the most important parts.
Some workplace that demanded at least 4 years of employment, or else I would have had to pay for those 4 years as you would pay for a course in case of earlier quitting. At my high school, they set up Wi-Fi for us to use. However, in the terms of service, it said that by signing in to the network, the school had permission to search the phone and look at its contents. I did not sign in and have not to this day.
Went to buy a new phone for $200. The employee told me they were closing soon and asked if I could come back the next day to sign the paperwork. The $200 mysteriously changed to $300 while the document was sitting in a desk overnight. Called them out on it and got it from somewhere else.
My wife and I were at a car dealership buying our first car. The dealership was offering special no-interest financing for recent college grads, and we were using that to finance the car. The finance guy presented us with 2 options, a 3-year payment plan and a 5-year payment plan. The whole time he made it sound like the 0 interest applied to both, and so we went for the 5-year plan to get a lower payment. Finance guy tries to get us to sign without reading the paperwork, but we weren't having that. Come to find out the longer payment plan didn't qualify for the no-interest deal, and we were getting charged 6.5%, which is a hell of a lot more than 0. We got pissy and threatened to walk out after we realized what they were trying to pull and got them to come down on the price. I know they've pulled that on other recent grads who don't read the paperwork and just sign. Landlord agreed to let me move out a month early since he wanted to lease the apartment to someone else. We had to sign new paperwork to let me out of the original lease and to make me agree to be out by an earlier date. I knew he was a recently convicted forger, so I made sure to read what I was signing. He'd added the condition that if anything fell through with the new tenant that I would still be on the hook for rent after I moved out. I called him out on it, and he said, "Oh yeah, I just added that part to protect myself." Then he stole my deposit. I still need to take him to court for that. Fuck you, John. We were in the process of selling our business. My wife's car was registered under business. We sat down with our lawyer to discuss what is included in the sale, equipment, supplies, etc. And we clearly told him the car is not included in the sale. Well, guess what? We received the typed-up contract from our lawyer, and he had added the car along with other things. Thank God we read it and had it removed before signing it and sending to buyer's lawyer. My last restaurant job had a non-competition clause in the new handbook. I pointed it out to co-workers, few signed, and it was revised in a week.
Non-compete for a restaurant job? What mysterious secrets could they have that no one else does?
It's to keep them from quitting. You're more likely to put up with bullshit if you're not allowed to get another job elsewhere.
If you think you're not allowed to get another job elsewhere, non-competes are very hard to enforce unless you are dealing with industry secrets that would absolutely benefit someone to poach you just for your knowledge. Even then, it'd be a toss-up if it came down to a lawsuit.
I signed up for a gym membership on a whim and got sketched out when they initially charged me $250 instead of only the $90 for the month. I went home and legit didn't sleep because I was so mad I went through with it. I called and asked the next day to see if I could cancel, and almost everyone I spoke to said either no, it was impossible, or only if I moved to an area that didn't have the gym. I checked the contract and you could cancel within the first 2 weeks, and I was only 3 days into the contract. You bet your ass I canceled so fast.
Did you get your money back?
Yup, full refund.
Went to pick up my car from the dealership, and it said by signing the paperwork it gave them permission to lend my information to third parties. Nope.
What did you do?
It was my first time getting my car fixed there, but they wouldn't release the vehicle to me if I didn't sign. I watched them delete my contact information from their system, took my keys, and left.
A mechanic or dealership can keep your car if you don't pay your bill. They definitely can't if you do. That would be theft, and you should just call the cops.
Viewed this great flat, and was ready to hand over a deposit when I decided that I should actually read the rules they sent me once over again. I had read the one they gave me when I viewed the place, and it was a bit strict. And in general, I thought it was silly to have written rules when you're paying that much. But again, nothing I couldn't handle. Thank Odin I checked. The rules listed in the email were completely different and included gems like, if you wish to bring a guest to the house, you must put forth a request in writing at least 1 week prior and must be approved by all members of the flat. There will be no guests allowed after 10 p.m., absolutely no guests staying over. Any guest that comes over will require a $20 fee to go towards water usage for toilets. I'm like, you want me to pay over $1,000 a month for my own private room and not be able to invite people to come over without jumping through ridiculous hoops? Noped out real quick. There were a few other ridiculous things, but that took the buns.
$20? That's some expensive toilet water.
If I paid the fee, I would spend the whole time flushing the toilet.
Was sent a freelance contract for a job offer in the media industry. I was a graduate at the time with 2 years experience. Was offered £6.50 hourly pay, and with the expectation that I must be available to work 37.5 hours per week. I had to use my own car for business purposes, but couldn't claim expenses for fuel or mileage. And above all, the contract demanded full rights for the company to use any creative works I produced within 2 years before the start date of the position. I didn't accept the job.
My wife and I were 3 days away from signing paperwork to buy a condo, and they sent us the latest, and we noticed that they changed the interest rate by a tiny amount, like 0.2%. They said the change was because they ran our credit, so they altered the interest to reflect our current credit rating. That left a bad taste in our mouth, so we said no thanks and walked away. The next week my company got bought out and they moved us out of state. If we would have signed, we would have had to either immediately sell or quit my job.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the new ones.